Good morning. Thank you all for joining us today, and thank you for your patience as we work through some final technical issues. As a reminder to the press, we will have a press call immediately following this event. I'm Mary Walker. I'm the Regional Administrator for EPA Southeast Region, Region 4. We appreciate the chance to speak with you all today. We had hoped to be able to come together in person for today's announcement, but we're still very happy to be together virtually this morning. Even as we all collectively continue to adjust to these really unprecedented times, we at EPA are continuing to advance our work to protect human health and the environment, and we certainly remain committed to our important work and partnerships here in Florida. In fact, I was in Florida last week signing a memorandum of agreement with Florida Department of Environmental Protection Secretary Noah Valenstein as your state prepares to seek authorization to assume the Clean Water Act 404 program. We in Region 4 and very broadly across EPA have a strong history of active engagement in South Florida. We have strong partnerships as we work on Everglades restoration and with the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. And a great and very timely example of this work is our South Florida Geographic Initiative, where we've seen an even greater ability in the last couple of years to expand our support for water quality projects in your area. This past February, I was down with you all highlighting our first ever award for work in Biscayne Bay, and we are currently soliciting applications for $3 million in new water quality projects. So I look forward to being with you again in the new year to celebrate these future awards. But we're here today to announce a very significant investment of a different nature, and as we do so, I am very honored to be joined virtually by U.S. Representative Mario Diaz-Balart, by Mayor Carlos Gimenez from Miami-Dade County, and by EPA Administrator Andrew Wheeler. And it is now an honor for me to introduce our administrator. We are so happy to have Administrator Wheeler with us today, and we're particularly pleased to have his leadership and focus on investment in critical infrastructure needs here in our region. So as many of you may know, Administrator Wheeler has dedicated his career to advancing sound environmental policies. He's truly at home at EPA, having started his career during the Bush administration in EPA's Pollution Prevention and Toxics Office. He later worked as a principal in private consulting and is director of the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee staff. Administrator Wheeler has been back at EPA since April of 2018, and he was confirmed as EPA's 15th administrator in February of 2019. And so I'm very pleased to turn the program over to Administrator Wheeler at this time. Administrator?
Thank you, Mary, and thank you for the introduction. And thank you, Congressman Diaz-Balart and Mayor Jimenez, for taking time out of your schedules to visit with us today and to be part of this announcement. The last time I was with both of you, it was in person in April of last year when EPA announced a nearly $100 million WIFIA loan to update water facilities in Miami-Dade County. Clearly, the county has shown it can deliver on its promises because we're back with more great news. I enjoy going down to Florida, but unfortunately this time around, we're having to do this virtually because of the coronavirus. But even from afar, I'm pleased to announce a new $235 million WIFIA loan to Miami-Dade. This is the third WIFIA loan to the county in less than 2 years, a total of $660 million to finance projects costing over $1.3 billion. These low-cost loans promote better water reuse, improve water quality for Biscayne Bay, and support the best wastewater treatment for Miami-Dade. Nationwide, since 2017, EPA has invested $38 billion in clean water infrastructure, supporting 7,000 projects and helping create 21,000 jobs across the country. This great program, the Water Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act, or WIFIA, gives EPA the ability to provide long-term, low-cost supplemental loans for water-related projects. These loans show how President Trump is keeping his promise to upgrade infrastructure, create jobs, and protect human health and the environment, all at the same time. Our partnership with Miami-Dade is one of the best examples of how the Trump administration is delivering for the American public. Our mission at EPA is pretty simple: ensure that all Americans, regardless of their zip code, have clean air, clean water, and clean land. We can't accomplish this mission with outdated or ineffective infrastructure. So at EPA, we are delivering on President Trump's agenda by providing the financing to get these much needed water projects off the ground. We are targeting some of the most pressing water challenges of our time with the support of local partners and communities. Miami-Dade's water department serves 2.3 million customers a day, and the region continues to grow. During this administration, EPA has made great progress to develop water reuse strategies, and Miami-Dade's project will reuse 60% of wastewater flows. Another priority is reducing the level of nutrients that contribute to algae blooms and low oxygen zones. We are focusing our efforts on areas like Biscayne Bay. These 3 WIFIA loans not only improve human health and the environment, but they save Miami-Dade an estimated $210 million in loan financing. They are creating more than 500 direct jobs through construction and operation as well. Since 2017, the EPA has issued 25 WIFIA loans nationwide, totaling $5.5 billion in credit assistance. This has helped finance $12 billion in water infrastructure projects. And since COVID began in March, we have closed 9 WIFIA loans and refinanced an additional loan, creating 25,000 jobs, and that's only in the last 5 months. These recent efforts will save taxpayers and ratepayers over $1 billion compared to typical bond financing. These savings are taking place at a critical time as the federal government, EPA, and the water sector all work together to lessen the impacts of COVID-19. I'm proud of the role EPA has played in President Trump's efforts to upgrade infrastructure that benefits communities across this great country. My favorite author, William Shakespeare, once wrote that people's good deeds we write in water. Of course, Shakespeare meant that good deeds are often quickly forgotten, but in this instance, the good deeds here are in the water. Our partnership with Miami-Dade and with you, Mr. Mayor, will 1, support water reuse, 2, help eliminate ocean discharges, and 3, create jobs and save taxpayers money. To quote the congressman from last year when we were together, he said, "What is there not to like in these projects?" And I completely agree. There aren't many government programs that can do what a WIFIA loan can do. And communities in South Florida will only get stronger as a result of our continued work together through the WIFIA program. Thank you again, and Mary, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Administrator. For your remarks and really for that incredibly exciting announcement. I would like to now introduce the Mayor of Miami-Dade County, our next speaker, Mayor Carlos Gimenez. Mayor Jimenez assumed this office in 2011, and he brings with him more than 40 years of public service. Mayor Jimenez currently oversees the Miami-Dade Water and Sewer Department's capital improvement program, which aims to improve the reliability and environmental sustainability of the community's water and sewer system. Mayor Jimenez, I will turn it to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank EPA Administrator Andrew Wheeler, Regional Administrator Mary Walker, Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart for sharing this special day with us. South Florida was lucky to be spared from a hurricane this past week, but at some point in the future, we will face a powerful storm. And thanks to the EPA, our water and sewer system will be better protected. Miami-Dade County's partnership with the Environmental Protection Agency has paid off for our county's 2.8 million residents. The EPA's low-interest loans allocations through its WIFIA program for the past 3 years have been a tremendous asset. These loans have enabled Miami-Dade's Water and Sewer Department to accelerate upgrades at its 3 wastewater treatment plants and its wastewater collection system. I want to thank Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart for all he has done to help our county secure these EPA loans and the Trump administration. Thank you. This funding supports vital upgrades that are part of the largest capital improvement program in Miami-Dade County's history. This will help the Water and Sewer Department add system-wide capacity and flexibility to help us fulfill state and federal requirements. These upgrades will also harden infrastructure at our county's wastewater treatment plants so that they are more resilient during severe weather events. This is particularly important since all of these treatment facilities are located on the coast where they are very vulnerable to storm surge flooding. These enhancements not only provide increased wastewater service reliability for our community, but also benefit the environment. Plus, these projects are generating local jobs. The current $235 million WIFIA loan will finance nearly half of the latest $480 million upgrade project. This will create 173 direct local jobs for the community. It will also save water and sewer ratepayers $80 million over the life of the loan when compared to typical bond financing options. Miami-Dade County is the only government applicant to receive 3 consecutive awards since the program's inception. We're very proud of this fact. And again, I want to thank the EPA, Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, the Trump administration for helping us reach this milestone. Overall, Miami-Dade County has received $660 million in low-interest WIFIA loans to date. This has created 500 local jobs while saving taxpayers $210 million in interest payments. Miami-Dade County continues to look for innovative ways to implement new technologies as part of our CIP projects. We're also equally committed to making great use of inventive financing opportunities. All this smart work allows us to be responsible stewards of not only our natural resources, but also our customers' money. We are grateful to the EPA's ongoing partnership that will provide our community with long-lasting benefits for decades to come. I want to thank you. May God bless all of you. Now I will say a couple of words in Spanish. Buenos días a todos y gracias al administrador de la EPA Andrew Wheeler, la administradora regional Mary Walker y al congresista Mario Diaz-Balart por compartir este día tan especial con nosotros. La asociación entre el condado Miami-Dade y la administración del presidente Trump y la Administración de Protección Ambiental de Estados Unidos ha dado excelentes resultados para los 2.8 millones de residentes que viven aquí. Los préstamos de bajo interés que nos ha dado la EPA ha sido una gran ayuda para nosotros. Con este dinero, nuestro Departamento de Agua Alcantarillado ha podido acelerar el proceso de modernizar sus 3 plantas para procesar aguas negras. Quiero darle las gracias al congresista Mario Diaz-Balart por trabajar muy duro y ayudarnos a recibir estos préstamos. Este es el proyecto de mejoras más grande en la historia de Miami-Dade. Las mejoras hacen a estas plantas más resistentes a los impactos de un huracán. Esto es muy importante porque las 3 plantas se encuentran en nuestra costa. Además, estos proyectos crearán 133 empleos con impacto directo en nuestra comunidad. Este préstamo de bajo interés le ahorra $80 millones a los residentes. En total, los 3 préstamos que hemos recibido le ahorran $210 millones a nuestros residentes. Estamos muy agradecidos por la asociación con la EPA y los beneficios que nuestra comunidad va a disfrutar con un sistema moderno. Gracias y que Dios lo bendiga.
Thank you, Mayor Jimenez. Thank you for those remarks and thank you for joining us and congratulations. I would now like to acknowledge Congressman Diaz-Balart. I believe the Congressman has been working to join our program, and I will introduce him and hope that he has joined for some remarks. He is certainly a strong supporter of this project, and we greatly appreciate his presence today. So as you all know, Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart represents Florida's 25th district. He has served in the U.S. House of Representatives since 2003. Congressman Diaz-Balart was first elected to Florida's 21st congressional district and held that office until 2010 when he ran in Florida's 25th district, where he now serves. The Congressman serves on several House committees and is co-founder and co-chairman of the Congressional Everglades Caucus. Congressman, have you been able to join our call with audio, sir?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Excellent. We'll turn it to you.
All right. Thank you again, Administrator Walker and Administrator Wheeler. Every time Administrator Wheeler shows up to Southern Florida, it's exciting times. because he comes with bearing big gifts. So again, thank you, Administrator. Look, let me start also. The mayor just mentioned that this is the largest project in the history of Miami-Dade County. And let me tell you, we've seen a lot of big things happening recently, whether it's this, which is huge. And again, this is just the last part, or the last of a big number of big chunks of money that have come for this project. But we've also seen money coming down for transit projects. Mayor Jimenez, none of this would happen without your leadership, without you breaking through barriers and frankly, your common sense approach to getting things done. So I'm exceedingly grateful to your leadership. Leadership matters, and your leadership has meant, well, frankly, billions of dollars for Miami-Dade County. So thank you, and obviously also for the Board of Miami-Dade County Commissioners. I'm so glad to participate. Technology has not, for some reason, allowed me to do it on video, and I apologize. Look, as an appropriator, I know the importance of this program, how it's very, very important to localities across the nation. And I'm ecstatic to see that the administration, this administration, the Trump administration, has been very supportive of innovative water and wastewater solutions. And they're happening right here in South Florida, as the administrator mentioned. This is the third chunk of money that the EPA has sent down here to Miami-Dade County. And yes, last time we were there in person. Unfortunately, now we cannot do it in person. Obviously, this continued investment in our county's wastewater treatment facilities is huge. As the administrator said, and I think the mayor as well, we're talking about a large chunk of change that now Miami-Dade County is receiving in these loans. I want to highlight something, however, that's hugely important. This is going to actually save Miami-Dade taxpayers money, big money. It's going to save the Miami-Dade taxpayers about $210 million, and additionally provide over 500 jobs. That's why we are so excited about this announcement at this moment. Again, time and time again, the Trump administration has exemplified their commitment to improving and modernizing our nation's infrastructure, and we have example after example. They continue, the administration, the president and the administration and the administrator through this administration continue to bring jobs to our community, boosting our local economy, and obviously never has it been more important. And they continue to work for the American people. And this is key. This administration continues to break down red tape and bureaucratic barriers in order to get things done. When the mayor says that this is the largest in the history of Miami-Dade County, this can only happen, I mentioned it, because of his leadership, but also because of the leadership of this administration, of the president, of the vice president, and of Administrator Wheeler, who again has done an amazing job. So Administrator Wheeler, I cannot thank you enough for your commitment to our nation, and again for signing this very important loan, this third loan for our county. I look forward to this project being completed, seeing the amazing, tremendous impact that it will be having on our community, and again, creating jobs and also saving taxpayer money. You mentioned that I said, what is there not to like? Well, if I said that then, now it's even more important, because this shows this is an amazing project that is going to do so much good for our environment, for our economy, and even saving Miami-Dade taxpayers money. So thank you. And with that, if you would allow me to just say some words in Spanish. Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí al administrador Wheeler. Le tengo que dar las gracias también al presidente Trump y a la administración por una vez más demostrar su compromiso con nuestra área, con nuestro pueblo, con nuestra gente. El alcalde Jimenez mencionó que este es el proyecto más grande en la historia del condado de Miami-Dade. No sería posible sin el liderazgo, la actividad, el involucramiento, el liderazgo de nuestro alcalde Gimenez. Carlos Gimenez ha hecho una labor formidable y se ve lo que ha significado el liderazgo de nuestro alcalde en fondos para proyectos de transporte que hace décadas que se están esperando y por fin están llegando por el liderazgo de nuestro alcalde. Así que, alcalde Jimenez, gracias por lo que usted ha logrado para nuestra comunidad para nuestro condado, para nuestra gente. Sin su liderazgo, esto no sería posible. Tampoco sería posible sin la administración del presidente Trump. Él ha roto todos los obstáculos, la burocracia, que siempre es el problema. Eso él lo ha podido eliminar. Y aquí vemos otro resultado absolutamente visible de ese liderazgo tan importante de esta administración. Así que estoy contentísimo de poder haber ayudado en esto. Yo veo como en mi posición en el Comité de Asignación de Presupuesto la importancia de estos proyectos a través de la nación y obviamente para aquí en el condado de Miami-Dade. Y tengo que enfatizar lo siguiente. Esto no solamente son fondos que llegan aquí al condado de Miami-Dade para de nuevo terminar el proyecto más grande de la historia de nuestro condado, pero además de eso va a crear más de 500 empleos aquí, buenos empleos en nuestro condado. Y para añadir algo más que suena imposible, pero no lo es, también le va a ahorrar a los contribuyentes, a los que pagan los impuestos aquí en el condado de Miami-Dade, aproximadamente 210 millones de dólares. Hay que repetirlo, le va a ahorrar al contribuyente de los que pagan los impuestos aquí en Miami-Dade County, le va a ahorrar 210 millones de dólares, al mismo tiempo de crear 500 empleos o más. Esto es un proyecto maravilloso. Le agradezco infinitamente el liderazgo de nuestro alcalde, el liderazgo del presidente de los Estados Unidos y a la administración del presidente, pero también al administrador Wheeler, que cada vez que viene aquí a nuestro condado es para anunciar proyectos importantísimos para nuestra área, para las personas que tenemos el privilegio de representar. Así que gracias, administrador Wheeler. Gracias también a la administradora Walker de nuestra área. Gracias por su liderazgo. Esto es un proyecto esencial, fundamental para nuestro condado. Y repito, termino como comencé. No fuese posible sin el liderazgo de nuestro alcalde, de nuestro presidente y también del consejo de los comisionados del condado de Miami-Dade. Muchísimas gracias y es un placer poder haber sido una parte de encontrar y buscar y traer esos fondos a Miami-Dade County. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you, Congressman, and thank you for your patience in joining us this morning. In closing, I'd like to thank all of you for being with us for this morning's announcement. It is incredibly exciting to see this significant investment in critical infrastructure in South Florida, and we look forward to seeing the progress that goes forward as this project moves forward. Administrator Wheeler, I'd like to turn it over to you if you'd like to make any additional closing remarks.
Thank you, Mary. In the interest of time, I just want to again thank the Congressman for his leadership as an appropriator to make sure that we had the funds available to make these WIFIA loans. It's so important. And I want to again thank and congratulate the mayor. Miami-Dade is the first and only entity to receive 3 WIFIA loans. So I want to congratulate you for your leadership, for your foresight and getting this project going. It's very important for the environment, not just for the residents of Miami-Dade County, but for all Americans to help protect the Florida Everglades, glades, the Biscayne Bay, the ocean itself. So thank you for what you're doing on behalf of the environment and to ensure that your ratepayers will be saving money by the use of this WIFIA loan. So I want to thank you both. And Mary, I want to thank you and your team and my water team here in DC for all the long hours it took to put this loan together, to work with the county, to work with the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all again for your time this morning. Please continue to stay safe. We look forward to being together in person in the future. So thank you all.
And after this will be the press call for the members of the press to call into the separate phone line.
Yes, we will now transition to the press call. If you have not received call-in information, please email us at press.epa.gov. Thank you.